Welcome back, everybody. We are back. Fantasy Endgame is live with you in order to get you ready for this coming week 13 already of the fantasy season. Hard to believe, but the playoffs are now around the corner. So this is it. A lot of you need to take home a victory to get in the playoffs or to clinch the bye or just to reinforce your status wherever you are in the standings. Don't give up now. It's not over till it's over. So let's keep grinding away. And we still have a pretty full Sunday, even though we already had, believe it or not, 4 games already in the books. Talk about what happened there. And there's some already fallout from those games. But I think with the question on everybody's minds is, Chris, how much turkey did you consume on Thursday?
More than usual because the turkey we got was actually really good for the first. It was juicy, it was flavorful. I was actually impressed. So I actually went back for seconds, which I usually don't do for turkey. At least I don't go back for seconds for turkey.
Wow, I don't know. Well, now I want to know where you got it from.
Mimi's Cafe randomly.
Oh, okay, so for Orange County, that's the place to go.
I guess so. It's not the place to go if you want to go sit and have a nice dinner or anything, but apparently they make good Thanksgiving turkey. Who knew?
Wow. Well, I have had since Thursday, since Thanksgiving dinner ended, already 3 different meals of turkey and stuffing and Thanksgiving leftovers, because I told you about my wife's obsession with Thanksgiving meals and leftovers.
Yep.
Already I've had 3 more Thanksgiving dinners, including breakfast today. It never stops. But did also have some games on Thursday. Let's start with the first one. So not shockingly, the Lions beat the Bears.
Right.
Not shockingly, the Bears managed to mess up an end of game situation that they could have tied it because they somehow ran out of time despite having a timeout. But maybe kind of shocking, the Bears actually did something about it, despite all the reasons they had to fire Matt Eberflus up until this week. I guess being humiliated on national TV on Thanksgiving Day again for another late second loss was enough. So he's gone, and Thomas Brown went from being like assistant quarterback coach at the Carolina Panthers to being the head coach of the Bears in less than a year. So this obviously can't be bad. I think Matt Eberflus being gone, but is it really going to be as good as we want it to be?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it's been good. It's actually been like if you take out the disaster that the Bears are, it's been good for fantasy with Thomas Brown. Like I now feel. I said this, and a lot of people commented on the video like, "Oh, you're an idiot, trusting Caleb Williams and the Bears passing attack." After I think it was the first game with Thomas Brown, I said, "Hey, I think I can at least I'm not gonna say these guys, my 10 lessons video. I said I'm not gonna say these guys are strong starts, but I think we can now feel semi-confident putting DJ Moore back into our lineups, Keenan Allen, maybe even Rome Odunze, maybe even Caleb Williams as a streaming option in 1 QB leagues." And people are like, "This guy's a clown. He's an idiot. He's telling you to start Caleb Williams," because that's what people do on YouTube. That's what people do behind their computers. But I think, every game with Thomas Brown, we've seen Caleb Williams has been more than startable in fantasy. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, more than startable. Now it hasn't really helped Rome Odunze or DeAndre Swift too much, but it can't help everybody. It's still the Bears. So I think you got to feel good at least about DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and even Caleb Williams in fantasy rest of the season. I don't know if it's going to make a drastic difference for the Bears as a team.
Well, yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying. It already has made a difference. Really, I think a lot of people underestimate the value of addition by subtraction. Just the fact that Shane Waldron was gone and somebody else was calling plays, that already, we've seen it. There's no denying it has made a huge impact in a positive way on Caleb Williams and the offense and the receivers. And I was a little hesitant to go in on Caleb Williams because it was a road game against Detroit. We know Detroit is, I don't think we can even argue, pretty much the best team in the NFC, right? I mean, they're the best team. And they have a pretty good defense. although their pass rush rate isn't as high without Aiden Hutchinson, but still, it's like, okay, I don't know. You don't know how Caleb Williams is going to perform his first game, Thanksgiving, on the road against a good team. He was really good for fantasy, not just in real life too. I mean, how can you not be all in on him now? And this is also getting to, before we get ahead of things, like the Friday game, I kind of said this, Antonio Pierce maybe isn't the best coach. Maybe it's getting a little bit. I say this because last year, remember, after McDaniels got fired, he took over. They started winning. We're like, well, this is it. This is what they needed. And really, it wasn't so much him being so great as it was like they were just glad not to have Josh McDaniels there. Like they just got a bump. It was, again, an addition by subtraction. You know what I mean? Just like that cloud is not there anymore, and the players feel free, and it helped for a little while. And I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen now with Chicago. Like, it doesn't mean they're going to win out, and even so, we don't really care if they win out. But this offense has already been much better. So yes. I don't know, Caleb Williams. Is he a guy that we're going to say, hey, you have to add him now in single QB leagues if you need a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still going to be pretty matchup dependent, I think. So he's not a guy like I'm not going to, elevate him up. But sure, if you're streaming QB, like I said, I think he has to be in the streaming tier now where when he has plus matchups, he might be a guy you consider. But I don't think he's like a set and forget QB1 yet.
Fair enough. The matchup does matter. But the receivers got to feel much better about DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. I mean, hopefully you start him if you had him this week. Now, we did not get a big boost from Drew Lock and the New York Giants. Shocking also. Hey, they hung in there. It was close. They actually scored 20 points. That's a lot for them. But what are your thoughts here? Malik Neighbors was kind of better, but not great.
I mean, he's still what he is, right? He's just a floor play. He did get 13 targets, but I mean, what did he have? Like 8 catches or something? And the yards and the touchdowns just aren't there, right? Like he's just not getting the yards, and he's not going to. It doesn't matter. Obviously, we can say now that it doesn't matter. Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will say on the one positive, if there's a positive, if you have Malik Neighbors, he is already an absolute ridiculous diva of a wide receiver who's going to force the team to throw him the ball relentlessly, even if he drops it. Even if they lose, he's happy. He's happy that he got targets, even though they lost the game. And even if he drops it 6 times, you need to keep throwing him the ball. So for fantasy, that is good because he's a relentless diva who's going to get his way, at least for now, while Brian Daboll is the coach. But the ceiling just isn't going to be there no matter who the QB is.
And that was the concern from the jump. And I mean, he was fine. Like, if you start him, you can't say you're like crushed or disappointed. He got you about 15 PPR points, right? So it was fine, but the touchdowns, the upside wasn't there. But yeah, and what
all season.
Yeah, and exactly what's going to change? Rest of the season, nothing's going to change. And then the Cowboys, I guess, technically kept their playoff hopes alive, but who cares? The Dolphins took a little step backwards. We were not wrong about the Dolphins struggling in the cold weather at Lambeau, but apologies to Tua. I mean, his number, I don't even know how. I look at the stats and I'm like, okay, they scored 17 points. They didn't do a whole lot. And somehow Tua wound up with a huge game, 365 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's like, man, it's not him. If the problem with that team is not him. And then somehow Jonnu Smith. I mean, look, is there any way Jonnu Smith isn't a must start the rest of the season?
No, this is ridiculous. I had lunch with a friend yesterday, another big football fan, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, I know teams are running a bunch of too high against them, but you're telling me like your offense is just Jonnu Smith over the middle and screen passes the Devon Achane. That's your offense. That's literally their offense. That's literally it. So yeah, Tua's putting up big numbers because it's very high percentage throws. And like Achane took that screen like 15 yards for a touchdown. And then he had that one throw to Jonnu Smith that tipped in the air and landed in Tyreek Hill's lap in the end zone. But this is not a winning offense. Look, for Jonnu Smith, it's great for fantasy. For Jonnu Smith, fantastic for fantasy. For Devon Achane, fantastic for fantasy. For Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, not good for fantasy. Again, Tyreek Hill had a nice game because that pass that was intended for Jonnu Smith, because why not? Every pass is intended for Jonnu Smith these days. Got deflected in the air, and Tyreek Hill just happened to be there for the catch for the touchdown. So, yeah, Jonnu Smith has to be a must start in fantasy. But it's just sad to see the Dolphins offense, because this was like one of the most high-powered, most prolific offenses last year, and now it's just the tight end. The whole offense is just the tight end and the running back getting screens. Like, what is this? What is this offense? What is this?
This is why, even though I think his job is safe, there's some questions about Mike McDaniel. I mean, what are the adjustments we're making? This honestly feels like a big, extreme overcorrection to last year, because last year was like all Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, right? There was no tight end to throw to. It was like, okay, we're going to run the ball or we're going to throw it deep. And now it's like complete extreme opposite. We're not running up the middle. Like, all we're doing is these outside runs and these throws across the middle of the field to Jonnu Smith and, sometimes Tyreek Hill, maybe once in a while Jalen Waddle. It's like there's a happy medium. But it feels like there is no week-to-week game plan against the defense. It's just like, this is what we're going to do because we think it'll work. And it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But there's no ingenuity here anymore. I feel like the teams have figured it out. Teams have figured out how to stop the Dolphins,
which is crazy. Like, come on, after 1 year, you can't adjust. I get like you can't even take like a few deep shots a game,
right?
Like, not like they don't even try. Like, they don't even try. Like, everything is just crossers over the middle or screens. That's it. That's the whole lot. It's just crossers and screens.
Well, at least Tua's putting up numbers for his part. At least he's still upright. And then somehow, even though, again, predictably, the Chiefs found a way at the last second to not lose. Again, they should have lost. Whatever. We already know it's predestined. Fine. Chiefs could just go to the Super Bowl. Just take a bye for the next 6 weeks and just show up to the Super Bowl, right? That's fine. Whatever. Somehow Aiden O'Connell had better numbers even than Tua. 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. Is this as fluky as it sounds, or do you think maybe there's something here?
I mean, probably a little of both. He did have that long touchdown to Trey Tucker, but man, you look at Aiden O'Connell's schedule rest of the season. Bucks next week, Falcons at home the week after, Jags at home, and then Saints in week 17. Like, is Aiden O'Connell somehow going to be like a top 10 QB rest of the season? Oh man, are we ready for this? Are we actually ready for this?
I wish he had better receivers, but at least look, he's got Brock Bowers, and I think just that alone, looking like, okay, you don't have Malik Neighbors, you don't have Rome Odunze, you got Brock Bowers. It's almost as good, if not better, for a young quarterback. It's like, man, with the way he looks, I think we have to somewhat take this seriously, not because of this one game necessarily, but like you said, the schedule. It's like, and they have no running game. That's the other thing, is they cannot really establish the run. I think the Chiefs, let's be honest, the Chiefs did not worry about the running game here, right? They weren't lining up to stack the box to try to stop Sincere McCormick. They're going to have to pass. So I don't know. At the very least, Jacoby Myers now, even in 2 really, really tough matchups, Broncos and Chiefs, and putting up numbers, and with that schedule, Jacoby Myers, man, he might be a must start down the stretch.
Yep.
All right. Who's going to be a must start this week? Well, let's tell you, first of all, who you absolutely do not want to start. Let's get to the injury report. A lot of football already has taken place, but let's worry about what's yet to come. Not a whole lot, thankfully, because we've had so many games already, but here we go. Out for sure, Josh Downs, you know that. He's off next week as well because the Colts have that Week 14 bye. So you're not going to see Josh Downs for a little while. J.K. Dobbins, probably already knew, going to miss this week. After that, up in the air. They're calling it a week-to-week situation. Jalen Coker, sadly, the breakout's going to be deferred, as is JT Sanders, rookie for Carolina. 2 rookies there. You know what that means? I think you do. It's Adam Thielen.
We're feeling Thielen this week.
Feeling Thielen, more than a Thielen. That's right. Adam Thielen against the Bucs. Just be prepared. Dalton Kincaid is also out again. And then here's the one you probably weren't sure about, want to know. Austin Eckler is out. But Brian Robinson is not only in, he's not even on the injury report. Like, he's just good. So where does that leave hot waiver wire pickup Jeremy McNichols? Because he'll still have a role with Eckler out, but B-Rob is the lead back.
Yeah, he'll still have a role, and there's always I do wonder how healthy Brian Robinson really is. Like, you're telling me,
right?
He hurt his ankle last game and couldn't return to the game, but now he's magically not even on the injury report. Like, I don't know. I do wonder. Obviously, you can't feel as good about McNichols because, if Brian Robinson is fully healthy, he's not going to get a ton of run. But I still think maybe in your deeper leagues, or if you're just, but I mean, how desperate can you be this week? Like, we have no running back injuries outside of Dobbins and Austin Eckler. There's no buys. Like, I really hope you don't need McNichols this week.
True. You really shouldn't need him because it's not like Eckler was a guy you were riding with week to week, every week. So,
right.
Yeah, he's kind of more just a flex if you, for some reason, or really need him. All right, questionable. The big one, Breece Hall. Last we heard, it was, I hope he plays. And then the last, after that, it was like, sounding promising. And it sounds like it's more, to me, the last thing I saw at least was more on the side of he is going to play. But I don't know. You think this is going to go down the wire?
No, I think Breece Hall himself said he'll be good for week 13. And I think, didn't he get like a full practice in? So
I think he did practice.
Yeah, I'm not too worried here. I think he's going to go.
So let's assume that he is playing. Again, keep an eye out. I still think Braylon Allen is worth a stash. I mean, if you have Breece Hall, you probably want Braylon Allen on your roster anyways. But for those who maybe were desperate, like if you were picking between Braylon Allen and Jeremy McNichols right now, so you would prefer Jeremy McNichols, but hopefully that's not your situation. Don't prefer Tyjae Spears, still questionable. I don't know if he's playing, but I don't know if it matters. Alec Pierce, this was interesting because we already know Josh Downs is out, and now Alec Pierce is questionable. Is this obviously a smash spot for Michael Pittman, which is why I picked him to boom? And is this a sneaky spot for A.D. Mitchell if Pierce doesn't go?
I think even if Pierce goes, it's a sneaky spot for A.D. Mitchell. Definitely Pittman, I think, gets a big bump here, and I think he's got to be one of the stronger starts now. But I think even, like, again, if you're in, like, so we have had lots of wide receiver injuries. You may need a guy like A.D. Mitchell this week. And I think Alec Pierce, if he plays, is like a dart throw because, he can always hit on a long touchdown or something. But definitely I think A.D. Mitchell has to be in the flex conversation now.
Yeah, it actually is a good matchup. I mean, if not like Alec Pierce draws that many targets, but still, those deep shots, just his presence being out there. So Mitchell is a guy you might want to consider. Not going to lie, I'm flexing him in one league. I'm not flexing Demario Douglas. He's questionable. Who knows? He may play, he may not. Cedric Tillman, last I see, still questionable, coming off a concussion. That's a little concerning since last Thursday. It's not a good matchup for him either. Keon Coleman still recovering from that injury, listed as questionable. We'll see what happens there. And then Devontae Smith. This is probably the biggest one here. Did show up back to practice, I believe, but what's the gut feel here?
Gut feeling is he's going to play this week. I think he is going to play. I don't know how good I feel about him. even though it is the Ravens. But I will say the Ravens defense, we've been kind of talking about this a little bit. I think over the last month, I saw something where like they're in the top 5 or top 8 in like every important statistical category. Like that defense is suddenly playing better. So yeah, I don't feel like Devonta Smith just because it's the Ravens is like an auto start this week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just very, very iffy, even if he does go. I right now would lean towards sitting him, if possible. And then Trevor Lawrence, I think, is technically questionable, but Doug Peterson basically said like he's going to give it a go unless something crazy happens. So talk about the players who are going to play. Trevor Lawrence is back. Brock Purdy, again, is one of those, we're not 100% sure, but he's probably going to play kind of things. But we still have a lot of issues with Niners offense here. Brock Purdy, I mean, sounds like he will play.
Yeah, I really would not want to start Brock Purdy this week on the road in Buffalo with a shoulder injury. Still have my worries about guys like Jennings and Debo, and even a little bit about CMC, because I don't know what Trent Williams, I'm pretty sure he's out, right?
Yeah, he was out last week. I think he's still hurting. Don't know when he's coming back. Not good. Not good. Not good matchup on the road against Buffalo's defense either. And then Darnell Mooney and Drake London for the Falcons are both in, so no issues there. And, if anything changes, we'll keep you updated, and then we'll be here tomorrow morning as well before kickoff to make sure that you know all the latest and help you out with your last-minute start-sit questions. But let's get to your start-sit questions now. Also, don't forget, before tomorrow, you have one last day. Today, Saturday, is the end of Feast Week on Underdog. I know most of you are already taking advantage of this, but if anybody here is not yet on Underdog, well, this is a good time to get on there because you still get profit boosts, discount tokens, some gimmies, and more, and not just for football. They have NBA freebies, college football, everything that you can imagine. So check it out. Sign up now. You can still take advantage of some of the goodies from Feast Week. And you also still get the free pick. And, well, this weekend it's Brock Purdy. He's playing. He just needs 1 yard. That's it. So you get this free pick. You take higher than 0.5 total yards for Brock Purdy. It's the free pick plus all those profit boosts and things you get for signing up before Feast Week ends. But make sure when you do sign up for Underdog, use code ENDGAME, because when you check out and use that code, you get all of that plus still the 50% deposit match, and you get up to $1,000 worth of bonus cash in your account. So make sure you use code ENDGAME if you're trying Underdog. And then also one last reminder about Draft Lane, because you can still use it throughout the end of the season. You can even use it in the offseason if you're doing best ball drafts or dynasty and have trade questions. You can use it anytime. You ask a question on the Draft Lane app, we answer it. That's it. You connect with us directly for anything fantasy football related. So it's a free download from the App Store or the Play Store. Search Draft Lane, download it for free today. All right. Win and in is a situation for a lot of you, and that starts with our very first comment.
All right.
Fantasy football is pain. Okay. Hopefully not painful here. Valet, Coleman, Bateman, Noah Brown, or Gus the Bus, and it's PPR. Valet is interesting because he got a lot of usage last week. He was on the waiver wire video. Three things for me real quick. It's the Broncos. I have still trust issues. Number 2, Josh Reynolds may be back, and he was running clearly as the number 2 receiver behind Sutton before he got hurt. So that's my concern with him there. And then third of all is maybe he just kind of disappears.
Right. And this isn't nearly as good of a matchup for him as it was last week. And really, what's the upside here for him? Coleman, we're not sure if he's playing yet.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust
Bateman.
Coleman.
This is a tough spot for Bateman. Noah Brown, I don't know. Like, do we really think? I feel like we've done this before with Noah Brown, where he has like that one, game where it's like, oh, look at all the targets and the catches, and the next game he disappears.
Yeah, it's not a great matchup for Noah Brown either.
I don't think I really want to start Gus Edwards in a win and in game. Even with Dobbins out, I don't know. I'd probably just go Ville here.
Yeah, and I said that because that was my first immediate reaction was Ville, and then I had to back off and think like, okay, what if? I don't know. I honestly haven't dug into whether Josh Reynolds is playing or not. We don't know how much he'll play, but I think I'm doing the wrong thing. I think Ville is probably the way to go right now. But just know with all of these guys, they're all risky. I think you should know that. So I think Ville makes the most sense. Why is it? I'm searching Josh Reynolds and it popped up to Josh Allen's engagement picture. That's not what I said. Not what I wanted. Guy already seen it enough. Father-son fantasy football. Daniels or Knicks?
I still am gonna go Daniels here. We saw him back. We saw him back to rushing last week. Not scared of this Titans defense. I do like Knicks, but yeah, I think I have to go Daniels for that rushing upside.
Yeah, it's a decent matchup for him. I mean, he at least showed what we wanted last week, right? He ran. So I think the question here is Knicks, what kind of game? It could be another good Knicks game, right? Browns defense, but I think I got to give the edge to Daniels, just barely. Anthony Terry, Hawk or Odd?
I'm definitely going to go Hawkinson here. Liked his involvement last week, back up to like full snaps. Just feel better about Hawkinson.
Yeah, definitely feeling good about Hawkinson, which, by the way, didn't mention on the injuries, but Josh Oliver looks like he's out again.
Right.
For whatever that's worth. All right, Alex Bellevue, full PPR. Zay Jennings or B-Rob?
Full PPR, I'm going to go Zay Flowers. I know there's always risk with Zay Flowers. And if Brian Robinson gets a touchdown and Zay Flowers doesn't get a touchdown, then yeah, Brian Robinson's probably going to outscore him. But I just don't know what Brian Robinson's ceiling really is this week against the Titans. I know Zay gets the Eagles, but man, I mean, he's always got that upside. I'm going Zay.
Yeah, just because definitely don't trust Jennings this week. B-Rob is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Zay. Let's do Craig Book. This comment was from a while ago. He's been waiting a while. Let's do Craig. MBS or Tank Dell?
Oh, man. This is one of those, like, I mean, if MVS has a long touchdown catch, you're going to wish you played him. If MVS doesn't have a long touchdown catch, you're going to wish you played Dell.
There's no real good way to predict that.
Right. But at the same time, like, how big of a game can Dell really have? Like, I might just go MVS. I might just go MVS and shoot for the upside. Like, unless your opponent had, like, CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of guys who didn't do great over the weekend. Like maybe they started Kareem Hunt or Isaiah Pacheco or whatever. They started, Xavier Worthy. And maybe you're just like, hey, I just want the points because like my opponent's team is doing terrible. But even then, I don't know. I'd probably just go MVS because what is Dell's floor really? Like 10 points, 11 points? MVS can at least get a few, I think.
MVS doesn't know where the floor is. He just is
Right.
floating. The thing that makes me lean toward Dell is it's the Jaguars. Jaguars defense. I mean, it's
I
like that
know.
feels like a spot if you're going to take a chance on a guy like Dell. I know he hasn't had much of a ceiling lately, but to me, I look at it as I would only chance MVS if you're down and you need that hope for that big game. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. So this might depend on your matchup, Craig. Stroud or Cousins, though. I mean, look, it's the
Got to
Jags.
go Stroud.
You got to go
Got to
Stroud.
go Stroud. Cousins, not a great spot for Cousins. Got to go Stroud.
So, look, I'll tell you what then. If you don't want to go all in on the Texans, even though it's the Jags, maybe you split the difference and go MVS. All right, Cody, not overly thrilled because of Devon Chan. It was okay. Would you put CMC over Kyron or James Cook or Brees?
This is. I said I was thankful that Waddle plays on Thursday because we don't have to answer any more Waddle questions this week, and he didn't go off, so now we definitely won't have to answer any Waddle questions. Like, is Waddle back? No, he's not back. He just happened to have the random big game last week. It happens. Everybody has random big games in the NFL. Almost everybody who's actually talented. But now we're gonna get a zillion CMC questions this weekend, and CMC is gonna be the toughest, without a doubt, the toughest decision of the week.
Yeah, I'll say if you're like Cody, I'm pretty sure it's an 8-team league. This is why you have a ridiculous running back room. We both love James Cook this week. I think you got to still like Kyron enough this week. Why chance it, right? Why chance it with Brees Hall or CMC? Just go Kyron and James Cook.
I mean, I like Brees Hall this week.
Yeah, if he's 100%.
I guess just go. I mean, you got Kyron, James Cook, Brees Hall, CMC. Like, this is why I don't like playing in these super shallow leagues, because I mean, right. This is not a decision you should have to make. But yeah, I guess just go Kyron and James Cook. But man, I really like Brees Hall this week.
Over, who would you say, Kyron?
Over both of them, honestly.
All right. Well, if we hear Brees is good to go, no limitations. I mean, I'm okay putting him in over Kyron, but CMC is, I don't know. To me, it's a no. Okay, this is the easier one. Spearsy, is Deontay Johnson droppable?
Oh, he's been droppable for weeks. Yes.
Yeah,
drop Deontay, pick up Taysom Hill. Definitely.
All right, Moises. This is also an 8-teamer. Yeah, Sun God not doing too well. Laporta, of course, with 2 touchdowns. Worried about Sun God?
I'm not worried about Sun God. I will say I don't know if we're going to get – I don't think we're going to get the monster Sun God. I mean, obviously, we're not going to get the monster Sun God season because this Lions offense just has too many weapons. There's just too many weapons. Jameson Williams is involved. Their run game is awesome. Every now and then, Laporta can have a touchdown or two like he did. What did he have, like 3 catches for 6 yards and 2 touchdowns? That was like his stat line, or like 2 catches, 6 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, oh, God, of course. When I say I'm done with Laporta, he does the ridiculous only going to catch touchdown game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think Sun God is still like a set and forget, but I just don't think Sun God's going to be like top 1 wide receiver this year.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's an 8-teamer and you have guys like this. Maybe you don't play him every week, but for the most part. All right, but we still need 2 of these. AJ Brown, Flowers, Pickens, Terry.
AJ Brown and Pickens are my picks.
Yep. Those are mine too. Now it's a 12-teamer from Recess again. He started Myers and Neighbors. They were okay. Who do you like more, Higgins or BTJ?
I'm going Higgins. I just have a hard time benching Higgins if he's playing, and he's playing.
Yeah, I know. It should probably be Higgins. Who do I like more? BTJ. Who should you play in your lineup? Higgins, probably. Trone Force, JSN or Terry McLaurin?
Oh, man. I certainly have my worries about Terry this week. Man, I mean, I have my worries about JSN too. I know he's had 3 big games in a row, but man, last week was a mirage. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I just feel like JSN's going to get more targets. I want to go JSN.
Well, I'm leaning Terry because I feel like the upside is still there, the big plays, the touchdowns. I just think the matchup is better. I know Titans have been a pretty good pass defense, but again, Snead is out. He's definitely more boom bust these days than JSN, which is odd, but I feel like the boom potential is there. JSN, I definitely think will. I mean, like you said, probably more receptions. I don't know about more yards. It's JSN is a little safer, I guess. Rahul Ramesh. Happy holidays. Yep. Stuck deciding between King Henry, Brees, Bucky, and Chuba. Needs only 3. Wow. You can't bench King Henry. Like, you just can't.
No, I don't know why Brace against Seattle is worrisome. Seattle's not a good run defense.
Maybe just the injury status.
Oh, man. I mean, you can't really go wrong. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day tomorrow, you'll probably be like, yeah, that was the wrong pick. But like as we sit here right now, can't really go wrong with any of these guys. Ah, jeez.
Man, objectively, the toughest matchup and the worst potential game script is Derrick Henry because he's going against the Eagles' run defense, but it doesn't matter. You don't bench Derrick Henry. I think the one I feel best about after that is Chuba Hubbard. He's going against that Tampa Bay run defense at home.
Yeah.
And the one with the best matchup, of course, is Bucky Irving. Then there's Brees Hall.
I don't know. I think I'm benching Bucky here. I'm gonna hate it, but he's the one. Rachaad White gets involved. You never know. Sean Tucker at the goal line. I'm benching Bucky, but man, this is just not a decision I want. But obviously, it's a decision we got. So benching Bucky and hating life.
Well, again, if there's any concern still about Brees, we're hearing, iffy testing it. If I'm worried about that still by tomorrow morning, I'll bench Brees. But yeah, Bucky's probably the one who should sit. Okay, Jordan Dumas. Got the super chat. Thank you, Jordan. Hurts, Jettis, AJB, Thielen, Bijan, Jacobs, Hawk, Flex, and B-Rob. And then the bench. Any changes here?
I mean, the only one I could maybe Thielen or Brian Robinson, but who am I putting in? Like, I don't think I'm putting a Donnie Mitchell in over B-Rob or Thielen this week. So, yeah, I think I'm rolling with what you got.
Yeah, the only one I might consider is Mitchell, but I like Thielen this week. Kind of like him. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Daniel Chavez needs help with the lineup. Opponent had Bowers and Jacobs. Okay. QB is Baker. Need to choose 2-2 and flex from Bijan, Bucky, Walker, Harrison, Nico, Evans, Ladd.
Already played Monty. I mean, you gotta play Bijan. I think you gotta. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Nico Evans and Ladd at 2 wide receivers and flex. So now it comes down between Bucky and Walker.
I might be too high.
I might actually go Bucky.
Yeah, I might be getting carried away with Bucky. I really like. I mean, look, come on, it's the Carolina Panthers. This is statistically the worst run defense in the league. I feel like, yeah, I think you got to put Bucky in there. And I mentioned this with Walker. What is it, 3 or 4 games in a row held under 4 yards per carry? He's been struggling. Doesn't look the same like he did early in the season. Yeah, do Bijan and Bucky, and agree those 3 receivers at the end. All right, Gabriel, good morning. We're facing a fence post and listening to us. All right, well, hopefully we're easing the pain there. That been there, done that. It's not very fun. Tight end question. Yeah, that is a gross question. Dawson Knox, Isaiah Likely, or Juwan Johnson?
I'll just go Juwan Johnson here. Well, I mean, Dawson Knox. I might just go Dawson Knox, honestly. What do you have, like 4 catches for 40 yards last time? And with Fred Warner with a fractured ankle, like they haven't been the same against tight ends. I mean, we saw last week, whoever they played, the tight end had a nice game. I don't remember who it was. It's just not. I was Tucker Kraft scored a touchdown. I mean, Juwan Johnson, you need a touchdown. Isaiah Likely was invisible last game. I'm just going to go Dawson Knox here.
Yeah, none of these are great options, as you already know, Gabriel. So I'm fine with Dawson Knox here. Got potential. I don't know if there's somebody. Probably not. Like, if you're already down to these options, probably not anybody on the waiver wire that's any better. So let's just go Knox. All right, then we have Gursehapal Singh. Could you start Chase Brown over Justin Jefferson? Got Chase and Puka as my other receivers. Henry and Gibbs at running back.
Only if it's non-PPR. If it's non-PPR, sure, I'll put Chase Brown in over Jefferson, but that's it.
Yeah, just not benching Justin Jefferson. Like I understand Chase Brown has been better than Justin Jefferson for 2 weeks, but no, I don't think so.
I'm looking at the wide receiver. Man, wide receivers have been horrible this year. I honestly, if you would ask me, like, where does Amon-Ra St. Brown rank among wide receivers? I'd be like, I don't know, 5 or 6. No, he's a wide receiver 2 at 18 and a half points per game in PPR. Oh, wide receivers are awful this year. So I get that question, but man, I'll still roll Jefferson.
A lot of that's because St. Brown's been scoring touchdowns. I mean, honestly, that's where a lot of it comes from. Rodrigo Rendon, 12-man PPR, flexing Harrison or McConkey?
Well, I just kind of answered this. I'm going McConkey. I do like Harrison this week, but you never know. You never know what you're going to get with Marvin Harrison. I think Ladd against the Chargers, I know I'm going to probably get a good game, so I'm going to go Ladd.
Yeah, going to go Ladd as well. And Ertz or McBride? It's got to be McBride.
Got to be McBride.
Sammy, is it time we consider Keenan Allen, Jacoby solid starts every? Well, we talked about that at the very beginning.
Yeah, I think we had all the Bears wide receivers as solid starts because we were kind of like, we don't know who's going to get the targets. But I think we did see a little bit on Thursday that it is DJ Moore and Keenan Allen 1-2 with Rome kind of like 3, I guess. But remember, that was a great matchup for Keenan Allen. I talked about this if you watched the wide receiver video. I said I like him the best of the wide receivers. I didn't make him a strong start because Detroit gives up a lot to the slot. But I think, yeah, and Jacoby Myers, he's been solid pretty much every game without Devontae Adams. And now he gets a fantastic rest of season schedule.
Yeah, with Myers, a concern the last 2 weeks was really tough matchup. And now, forget it. Just roll with Myers. All right, let's do a couple. We just now basically to the point where we got on live. So caught up, sort of. Let's do some quickies here. Sarah, welcome. Half PPR, Knicks or Murray? Kyler's always a tough one. I mean, again, should be able to put up some points against the Vikings, but you never know.
I might just go Knicks. I feel like he's safer. I mean, maybe Kyler outscores him. Maybe Kyler runs in a touchdown or has 50 rushing yards. I think Knicks is safer.
Knicks at home against the Browns. Yeah, I'm gonna take Knicks as well. I think first time I've got him that high. Pitts or Disley?
Got to go Pitts. Disley, yeah, he had his 15 seconds of fame. It's over.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with Disley here. Okay, Nick Sekme. I think Baker or Jaden.
I have them both as strong starts this week, but Baker gets the Panthers. I feel like he's slightly safer. I'm going to go Baker.
True. I mean, it's a revenge game. No, it's the Panthers. You got to go Baker here. And then we know that Wu-Tang is for the children. Justin Vetter agrees. JSN or Jennings?
I'm just going to go JSN here. Not feeling great about the 49ers in Buffalo. Snow. Brock Purdy's shoulder. It's going to go JSN.
Yes, go JSN. And then this is D1CF. BTJ or Jennings?
Going Brian Thomas here. It sounds like T-Law's back. Good matchup. I'm going Brian Thomas.
I like Brian Thomas. Y'all saw the Boom video. Got it. Finally, sort of a good feeling about a Jaguar. It's going to be Brian Thomas. Brendan Hebert. Scary Terry or Cortland Sutton?
I'm just going to go Sutton here. Again, I'm very worried about Terry. They just stick him out to the left side of the field. Not getting a lot of targets. I'm going Sutton.
Well, I don't have as many reservations about Terry, but I'm going Sutton anyways. Again, he's been great, even in tough matchups. The Browns give up a ton lately to wide receivers. Sutton is almost a set and forget. Almost. And then Arvin Angelus, good afternoon, needs help with 2 flex, London, Pollard, McConkey, Pickens.
Ooh. This was going to be easy, but now it's not so easy. I mean, I can pretty much eliminate Pollard here in PPR. So it's between those 3 wide receivers who I like them all this week. But I think Pickens and London have more upside than Ladd. So I'm going to go with those guys. But man, I do like Ladd this week. So London and Pickens.
Yeah, Pickens is the one I feel best about. I mean, he's been good and much better matchup here. Yeah, just going to go with London, even though his matchup isn't ideal. It's close between London and Ladd, I feel like you said. Let's go London Pickens. Michael Marowitz looking to start Bucky, Evans, Otten all together. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to have invested in one offense, but it's the Bucks against the Panthers, so not a bad thing.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Julio, what to expect from the Bengals with nothing to win? Well,
no. Hold on.
They're not statistically eliminated from the playoffs, I don't think.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get a little carried away with they're not playing for anything anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still let me look at the I'm pretty sure they're still alive.
Yeah, they just need to make a wild card, and it's not like there's no hope for them.
Yeah, they're 4-7, and right now the wild card, okay, it's 7-5, but it's the Broncos. But I mean, if you look, the 2 teams ahead of them are only the Dolphins and the Colts are only 5-7. So, if they go on a run here, I mean, really, if you think about it from the point of view of the Bengals, the team, if they win out, and let's be real, the Bengals could easily have won twice as many games as they've won this year. It's not like they've been getting, it's not like they're the Giants or the Jets getting like just looking terrible. If they win out, what they're 11-7. No, how many games are there in the season? Yeah, they're 11-7. That's getting you in the playoffs almost for sure. So yeah, they're not. Yeah, they don't. They're going to play hard.
Well, think about this. We a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it too, we overestimate like the whole motivation thing. And think about the Raiders and the Chiefs. Like the Raiders had nothing to gain. Like there's no chance they're going to make the playoffs, right? It's just they already know, and they almost beat the Chiefs. All right, on the road. This should have been a blowout, right? You got the best team in the NFL. You got the worst team in the NFL, again, by record. There's no reason that the Raiders, in fact, the Raiders should want to lose to get a better draft pick, right? I mean, why would they want to? And what happened? They basically could have, should have won. So we can't get caught up in that. It looks like a mismatch, and it's not always that way. Now, sometimes it does happen. Like, for example, 2 weeks ago with the Giants, steamrolled by Tampa, but it doesn't happen like that week to week. So, anyways, the question here is Burrow or Darnold. I think it's still Burrow.
Still Burrow,
yeah.
And Hawk
over Andrews.
Yes,
yeah, that's closer, but yes. All right, Big Luscious is number 1. Very nice. Have the number 1 waiver wire pick. Is Keenan Allen worth it?
I think so. I mean, is somebody better than Keenan Allen going to show up on waiver wire this year? What are we waiting for?
Yeah, the playoffs are about to happen, so you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ian's asking, is Keenan Allen more valuable than Smith and Hopkins? Well, what has Hopkins done? Not that much. I'd rather have Keenan Allen. What about Devontae Smith? Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think you got to get Keenan Allen. Yes.
Okay, Shaw started Cooper Rush. Wow. D-Hop and Dowdle so far. Hey, Rico Dowdle came through.
Yeah.
BTJ Ridley, DK Metcalf, Jennings, or Devontae Smith.
I think if Devonta Smith plays, I'll play him over Jennings. But that's it. I'm not gonna play him over DK, Ridley, or BTJ.
Right. Oh, if he's healthy, go him over Jennings just because worried about Jennings. And then also, Big Luscious wants to know Buffalo or Bucks for defense.
I think you got to go Buffalo. Bryce Young hasn't been horrible, and that Bucks defense isn't great. So I'm just going to go Buffalo at home against a banged-up Purdy and no Trent Williams, no Nick Bosa on the other side, which means the 49ers defense probably won't be able to stop the Buffalo offense. So give me the Bills.
Yeah. The Panthers are not a team you just want to stream against anymore. Not that they're like this most dangerous offense, in the world, but still, they're playing it more conservative, less turnovers. Yeah, just go Buffalo. And then back to Shaw. Kirk or Geno?
I don't love either of them this week. Who do I love less or more, I guess? Or who do I dislike?
Geno gets the Jets on the road. It's not ideal, of course, unless you consider the revenge angle.
Cousins gets the Chargers. Oh, man. Kirk has been so this year. I don't know. My gut's saying Geno, but maybe that's just because Geno's been better.
He's been better than Kirk. Kirk, it's not a great spot, right? The Chargers defense has been less effective lately, but they went up against 2 really good offenses. I think that's part of it. People are like, oh, the Chargers defense isn't that great. I mean, come on. Joe Burrow and the Bengals have been basically the best offense since until the bye, and then they get to face the Ravens. So let's give the offenses a little credit. I still think the Chargers are a pretty tough defense.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go Geno. I don't love either this week. I guess between the two, I'll go Geno. Cody Mason in half PPR. Doesn't matter here. Lamar or Burrow?
I'm never benching Lamar.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, if there's possibly a reason not to go with Burrow, at least it gets the Steelers. It's a tough defense. And then Chuba versus Bucky.
I think I got to go Chuba. He's getting all the touches here against the Bucs.
Yeah, love them both, but let's go Chuba. Okay, Craig Book had that same question, so glad we answered it because he put the super chat down. So we said MVS and Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You can go Dell. It is it should be a good Dell game. You can go Stroud Dell stack if you want. I really. Yeah.
It's close. All right. Mind Muscle 5000, you may remember, is the one who played the ex-girlfriend 2 weeks ago and did crush. Nice. This week I play her again. Wow. After 2 weeks.
Interesting.
Okay. Have one make or break question. Burrow or Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, I can't bench Joe Burrow. There's very few quarterbacks I'm starting over Joe Burrow right now. He's just been unreal. I think you got to go Burrow.
Yeah, go Burrow. Even it is the Steelers. Look, not gonna lie, I don't think this will be his best game necessarily, but he's still dealing. All right, good luck again. Mary Jo, Connor or B-Rob?
Connor just got paid. Crazy. Don't love Connor this week against the Vikings, but he did just get paid.
He did. Kind of surprising. Why is it the two teams that were the first two to draft a running back this year are the ones that extended their current veteran running backs? How does that make sense?
I don't know. We're seeing a shift. Running backs matter again.
Doesn't make sense.
I think I'm going to go Connor. I don't think they're going to pay Connor and then give Trey Benson 10 carries.
Right.
And I know they both have tough matchups this week, but also Brian Robinson coming off that ankle. I don't believe he's 100%. And I always, you know what? There's always a risk he is out of the game in the first quarter. Just give me Connor.
Oh, it's true. He's gotten banged up. And even though Connor hasn't been as good as a runner the last couple of weeks, he's gotten more involved as a pass catcher. And remember, Chuba, after he got paid, that next game went crazy. The best game.
Yeah.
So there you go. No, but go Connor anyways. Doesn't make sense. Rel 7. 2 receivers in the flex. Got Juwan Jennings, Darnell Mooney, Khalil Shakir, Marvin Harrison, Brian Robinson.
All right, I'm gonna actually go. It's full PPR. I think I'm just gonna go Harrison, Shakir, and Mooney.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Shakir, Mooney.
Eliminate the risk of the 49ers looking bad and Brian Robinson getting hurt. Zach Mudd needs between Flowers, Ridley, or Addison. Needs a flex in half PPR.
I think I got to go Ridley. I'm just at the point now where it's like, at least I know Ridley gives me a high floor with upside. Like Addison and Flowers, yes, they give you upside, but they also give you a very low floor. Ridley has upside, but I feel like his floor is also higher. So I'm just going to go Ridley.
Yeah, Flowers is again really, really not a good matchup here. That Eagles defense, like again, it's not like he's going to get shadowed by Quinion Mitchell, but he's going to see him, and he's not had a big game. I don't even know when is the last time he had a arguably big game for fantasy, like 3 weeks ago. I feel like.
Yeah, it's been a while, which means he's probably due this week.
He's due. He is due. Yeah, week. And it was against Denver, which was shocking. But yeah, 3 straight games of just being okay. But anyways, I'm gonna go Ridley. Definitely good advice here. Thank you, Ray De La Torre. Give it a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Nathan 24. Should I trade Pacheco for Tua and Dell? I mean, Mahomes has been fine. He can still start Mahomes. Gibbs got Chase Brown, Connor Stevenson. Okay, I mean, you're deep at running back, but what is Dell? Okay, well, I guess Dell replaces Worthy. No, but you have AJ
but
Cup
I mean, are
and
you starting?
Nah, don't do this.
Like, are you ever starting Dell? I mean, so you're basically trading Pacheco just to get Tua.
Right.
Yeah. Nah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, if you're deep at running back and you want to trade for something, but yeah, not that. Josh Nelson starting Daniels, Bijan, AK, JSN, MHJ, Auden, Bucky. On the bench is Chase Brown and Terry and Garrett Wilson, Jennings, Tillman. Man, you are also stacked at running back. I mean, again, I love Bucky, but you can't sit Chase Brown, can you?
No, I got to put Chase Brown in over Bucky. This guy gets every touch, catches a bunch of passes. Who we got here? JSN here. I don't. Am I? I think I still go.
This is that same, right? Terry, JSN. It's that dilemma, but also there's Harrison in the mix.
And Garrett Wilson. I mean, I think I'm higher on most of Garrett Wilson this week.
This is a team where I feel like maybe you should trade a running back for a better receiver or something.
If you still can trade, you might not be able to. Might be too late. But yeah, this team probably should have been trying to trade a running back for a wide receiver during the season.
Although to be fair, it was only a couple of weeks ago that Chase Brown really became a must start.
And same with Bucky. Same with Bucky.
Hey,
I think if it's my team, I'm going. Oh, geez, I don't even know. Because I have these guys all of them are in the solid start tier for me. I think Terry's the one I feel the less good about, honestly. Harrison has the best matchup by far.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yes.
I know this one's tough. Again, I'm still wanting to put Terry in there over JSN, and then I wouldn't mind starting Garrett Wilson, but it feels like we should probably keep Harrison.
I mean, yeah, I get. This is the lineup you have. You felt good about it for some reason. Let's just go with it. Go with your gut. Go with your gut, because these guys they all have warts. They all have risk. They all have potential.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're gonna put
just go with your gut.
We're gonna put Chase Brown over Bucky.
Yeah, that I'm definitely doing.
Yeah, and then the receivers, it's really a toss-up, but you can keep it the way it is. If it were me, I'd go Terry over Jason, but I could be wrong as well, because that one is really, really iffy. Okay, we are going to go to C Crip. Needs a flex. Jennings, DK, or Connor. It's full PPR.
I think you still got to go DK here. I'm a little worried about DK Metcalf, but he still has the upside. It's full PPR. I'm going to go DK.
Yeah, go DK here. He's also a guy who feels like it's been a while since he's had a big game. While JSN has had some big games, but he also missed some time. So, all right, let's get to Oil Can Ricky. How's it going? Needs a quarterback and 3 receivers in 12-man PPR. Knicks or Murray? I think we both said Knicks earlier.
Yeah, Knicks is safer. Just go Knicks.
Belay, McLaurin, Ridley, Thomas Jr., Drake London, 3 receivers.
I'm going to go the last 3, honestly. Maybe I'm too low on Terry this week, but man, his target share has not been good. And you take out that ridiculous, one of the garbagiest of garbage time touchdowns last week, and he had another really bad game. I'm just going to go Ridley, Thomas Jr. in London.
Yeah, me too. I like all 3 of them. And normally I would go Terry over a guy like BTJ, but I just really like the matchup for Thomas Jr. this week. So there you go. Ridley, BTJ, London, Knicks. Let's do a little lightning round here. Try to catch up with some of these non-super chats. Of course, if you do super chat, you guys probably already know this. You definitely get your question put up on the screen and answered. We'll try to do some of the others as well if we have time. So let's do some right now. Addis Flow, Taysom Hill or Evan Ingram?
I think you just got to go Taysom Hill. I think Evan Ingram's fine, like a good start this week. I don't mind Evan Ingram, but I think you got to chase the potential. I mean, Rizzy talking about Taysom Hill playing every snap.
He talked him up again, and he's like, "Yeah, what we saw last time, that's what we're going to do again." Okay, well, how do I not start him? Just find out. Zarquan White, Chuba or Chase Brown? Wow,
man. I think I'm going to go Chuba just because he has the better matchup.
Yeah, the matchup is so not only far in his favor, but Chase Brown, it's the Steelers. Yeah, I'm not worried about Chase Brown, but it could be a little tougher. Let's go Chuba. Tiffany Fuller, Najee or Gus? Very similar type players.
This is the opposite question here.
Similar situations. I'll say this. I kind of feel better about Jalen Warren than Najee Harris this week based on this matchup. He's been getting more usage. He's more of a pass catcher. They might be running from behind. Both these guys, I feel like, need a touchdown.
I'm just going to go Gus Edwards. He's got the slightly better matchup.
Yeah. Since Dobbins is out, let's go Gus. Well, I guess we basically answered this. IP14, BT Jared McLaurin when BTJ.
Yep, I'm going BTJ.
I'm with this. Shadow G and half point flex, Kittle or Ladd?
No, I gotta go. I think I gotta go Ladd here. I know Kittle's been great, but I mean he's still a tight end. I'm gonna go Ladd.
Yeah, and it is a tough defensive matchup with Buffalo for Kittle. And we don't really know. We don't really know if Purdy is good or what. Bizzleman got the membership. 2 receivers in a flex: Sutton, Metcalf, Harrison, and Higgins. So who sits?
Am I going to sit Metcalf here? It's between Metcalf and Harrison for me. I think you got to start Huggins. You got to start Sutton and Higgins. It's like the riskier wide receiver in the way better matchup or the less risky wide receiver in the way worse matchup. I don't know. I think I still got to go DK Metcalf, even though it is the Jets. I'm going to sit Harrison here.
Yeah, I'm fine sitting Harrison. You never know what you're going to get with Marvin Harrison and the Cardinals. All right, Damian Salinas. Not sure how you have this problem. I guess needs to know Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts.
Oh my goodness, what?
Yeah, like why do you have them both?
Yeah, I'll just go Hurts against the Ravens because there is a chance that there's a chance that Buffalo just doesn't have to do much on offense, and the weather might not be great in Buffalo. They're saying like maybe 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Buffalo. I'll just go Hurts.
Yeah, exactly. I think Hurts, even though the Ravens defense has been better. I'll still go Hurts here. Mr. Appreciation. Thoughts on David Moore? Did not mention David Moore on the waiver video.
No, but we did talk about him on the wide receiver video. I'm not chasing this. This feels like a trap.
It's because it is a trap. It's go back and look at David Moore's game logs for his career. You will see it's just one of those things where it's like, bloop, boop. Every like 10 weeks or so, he'll randomly show up and like have a 100-yard game, touchdown, and then just like go into hibernation. And then he'll come up with like some different team, you know. He was with, I think, Tampa Bay last year, and then he was with Seattle, and now he's with Carolina. This will just randomly happen. So no, don't. Yeah. I'm not falling for it. It's Adam Thielen week. Big Luscious, do you think Kareem Hunt is droppable now?
Yes, definitely droppable now. It was fun. Kareem Hunt. I mean, it really wasn't fun, but yeah, he's definitely droppable.
Yeah, he basically just spoiled the fun for everyone who picked up Carson Steele.
Right. Oh, Carson Steele. One of the many waiver wire traps this year.
Yep. He is droppable. Yes. Myresh Deodar. I said that right. Got Metcalf, BTJ, Addison, Irving, Quentin Johnston. Needs 2.5.
In half PPR, I might actually go Bucky and BTJ.
Very nice. Very nice. Those are randomly picked 2 of my boom picks this week. There you go. BTJ and Irving. I like them both. And then Monty, Kenneth Walker or Bucky Irving? It's half PPR.
I think we got to go Bucky. This week. Because why not?
Hey, he was great last week, even getting vultured multiple times at the goal line. Not just once, multiple times. And now he gets the Panthers. He somehow gets a better matchup. Yeah, I'm going Bucky. JCR Melts needs a tight end. Disley or Knox?
I'd probably still go Disley here. I mean, he wasn't horrible last week. He at least gets you a high floor. I'll go Disley.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about either. So, yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with Disley. All right, then we go to Thomas. 12-team PPR, bench stash, Rome or Elijah Moore. You know, Rome Odunze, we didn't talk about him too much at the beginning when we discussed the Bears because he has fallen off. Although last week he did get a ton of targets, it just didn't, really translate to much. But this week we definitely saw his target share drop again.
We did, but I still probably would rather stash Rome Odunze. Like, what is the upside for Elijah Moore? At least Rome still has some upside.
Yeah, I would say, look, if it wasn't as tough a matchup, maybe because Tillman may not play this week, Elijah Moore could be a flex option. But you're talking rest of season, I think Rome still has more upside. It's a bench stash.
Yeah.
Cody. Pivoted from Devontae to Jacoby. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Got Brees in the flex. Got Braylon stashed. Would you start Devontae Smith over Scary Terry if he plays?
Here I probably do go Terry. Again, I don't love Terry this week, but I don't love Devonta Smith either. And Terry at least is healthy. I'll just go Terry.
Yeah, exactly. Not feeling great about Devontae Smith even if he plays. And the fact that we still don't know if he's going to play, I'll just go Terry. Ethan Struby. Okay, so what's the panic level on CMC at the flex in 2 leagues? I mean,
I think if CMC is your flex, you shouldn't be too panicked. Because if CMC is your flex, you must have a good team.
right. I feel better that he's your flex, but man, I'll say this, it's not even just about Purdy playing. Like you mentioned, Trent Williams not playing. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
And I don't think he's playing again this week. And it's
no, he's out. I looked. He's out.
So Purdy's not 100%. Trent Williams, best tackle basically in all football, is out. On the road against Buffalo. Panic level this week on CMC is maybe like a 7.5.
Yep.
But that could change. Rest of the season, I'm going to keep it like at a 5. Bryant Bird. Pickens, Shakir, Flowers, Jennings, Johnston needs 3.
I'm going the first 3.
Yeah.
First 3, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. The first 3 there, and then needs 2 between Bucky, Cook, B-Rob.
First 2. First 3, first 2.
There you go. Mike Phillips. Knox or Disley, make or break. Well, I hope this isn't what makes or break your week. I think we already said Disley here.
Yeah, Disley. I really hope Knox or Disley is not make or breaking your week. I hope it doesn't come down to your mediocre tight end.
And yet sometimes it does, but yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I'm trying to think when I get like a question like this, I'm like, is there a streaming tight end that I prefer that was, would actually be available? Because if you're looking at Dawson Knox, we're getting deep here, right? I don't think so. I mean, the guys I might have considered, like Noah Gray, Luke Schoonmaker, they already played. So,
yeah.
Okay, then we got one from CJ the Creator. Don't see the chat right away. I'll keep looking. Maybe it's down here. Okay. No, I haven't found it yet. I'll keep looking. Let's do P. Got the membership. Jonnu Smith, all right, came through. So let's see now. Looks like we need a flex between Jennings, Devontae Smith, or MVS.
I'll say Smith if he plays. Otherwise, I might just go MVS. I'm really nervous. Maybe I'm too low on the 49ers offense this week, but man, with the weather and everything, I'm gonna go Smith number 1, MVS 2.
Yeah, agree. Can't feel great about Jennings. And then let's do Cammy Cam. How's it going? Needs running back, receiver, and a flex. Connor, JT Ridley, Judy Hill, Harrison. Wow, they already started Dowdle. That's nice.
Running back, wide receiver, and a flex. I still got to go JT over Connor. I think Ridley's my wide receiver. In half PPR, I might go Connor over Harrison at the flex. Harrison is just so tough every week, man. There's just some guys that are so tough to project. Harrison's so tough.
Yeah, again, don't know why I'm always giving the Colts too much benefit of the doubt. I'll go JT, Ridley. If that's Taysom Hill, I don't know. It's like I gotta consider Taysom Hill, but I might just go for it. Flex Taysom Hill. But you can go with any of those, really.
Wait, Taysom Hill? Oh, man.
I'm assuming Taysom and not Justice Hill. And Tyreek already played.
Yeah. I might flex Taysom Hill, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so how about another Taysom question from Keith Tapp? How's it going, Keith? Taysom, Gus, Shakir, Chubb, who to flex? Is it Taysom or you prefer Shakir maybe?
Shakir is safer in PPR, but Taysom has more upside. I might just go Taysom. Might be irrationally high on Taysom this week.
There's nothing rational in any way about Taysom Hill and how he's used or what to do with him. So you got to throw logic out the window. Shakir is fine. Shakir makes sense. If you're down or you feel like you need that upside, again, there's nothing wrong with starting Taysom. All right, Nathan Masters. B-Rob or...
I assume Terry McLaurin.
Oh, because I was like, Trevor Lawrence. Oh, Terry McLaurin, I'm guessing. Okay. Which commander?
If it's PPR, I'll go Terry. If it's non, I'll go B-Rob.
And of course, if it's half,
probably still Terry.
Yeah. All right, Vladimir Hurst. Let's just put it out there. Is Taysom going to continue putting up 15 plus?
Well, what's the rule of Taysom?
It depends. And somehow it'll work out. Like, even if like half of us start him and half of us don't, he'll somehow only go off for the teams that didn't start him. No. Look, Darren, for what it's worth, really, Darren Rizzi, the new head coach, interim head coach, he basically said what you saw the week before the bye, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use him in every way possible. If that's what they're going to do, then how can you say, no, I'm not going to start? I mean, going against the Rams, right? The Rams are not a fearsome defense. This isn't like, what else are they going to do? They got Alvin Kamara, right? And then they got Taysom Hill. It's like, I think he at least could get you double digits, right? Even if he doesn't score touchdowns, like 3 touchdowns. So can't guarantee 15 plus, but I think there's still a really good chance here. Okay, let's see. Still looking for CJ. Don't see his. How about 410 Braxton? Worried about McCaffrey, but backup is Warren.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not benching CMC for Jalen Warren. No.
Right. I kind of. Oh wait, actually, I did find it. Yeah, I actually kind of mentioned Jalen Warren earlier. I think he's a decent flex option, but I'm not going to bench CMC for him. Okay, here's CJ the creator. Rank in order of best upside for a stash. All right. Well, I did do an RB stash video not too long ago, but I didn't have all of these guys, and one of them seems to be a receiver. So we got Charbonnet, Vidal, Benson, AD Mitchell, or Jalen Wright.
I think it's between Charbonnet or Benson. Jalen Wright barely touched the ball on Thursday. Like, what was that?
Yeah, he's just last.
I think it's between Charbonnet and Benson. But I think I feel better that if Kenneth Walker goes down, it's going to be all Zach Charbonnet. Whereas I'm not sure it's going to be all Trey Benson. So I think Charbonnet would be my number one here.
Yeah, I might have said Benson, except now, I don't understand reasons. They're like, hey, isn't James Conner, is he almost 30? He's not 30 yet, right? He's like 29.
Yeah, but I think he turns 30. Did he turn 30 this year? No, he turned 29 in May. So he'll be 30 like in the offseason. He'll turn 30 before next season, which is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, like, hey, almost 30-year-old running back. We like what you got here. Forget that rookie. We're gonna re-up you and put our money towards that. It's odd. But anyways, Vidal's the one who is hard to gauge because is J.K. Dobbins out just 1 week or is he out 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Because if J.K. Dobbins is going to be out multiple weeks, they're going to have to give Vidal more run, I think. But even then, there's no guarantee he'll do much with it. So I'm going to stick him kind of in the middle. And AD Mitchell is interesting, but again, Josh Downs will be back probably after the bye. And again, AD Mitchell might have a good week this week, but then he's on bye. So let's go Charbonnet, Benson, Vidal, Mitchell, Wright. That's the order. Okay, now let's get down to Mikey G. Must win. In half, Jennings, Shakir, or Mooney?
Ooh. I think because it's half, I'm going to say Mooney. If it was full, I might go Shakir, but Mooney's got more big play upside and I think more touchdown upside. So in half, I'm going to go Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney should still be solid. So basically reverse order there. Najee or Gus?
Well, we had this, Damon. We said Gus.
I did say Gus. J1364. Okay, so with D Smith, well, maybe out. Dell, Thielen, MVS, or Coleman?
I don't think I can do Thielen over Dell, even though it is a nice matchup for Thielen. Dell gets the Jags. Man, Dell's been so bad.
Dell and Thielen, very, very similar. Similar types of receivers. Similarly, great matchups.
Except one is like total dust, and the other should be like the prime of his career.
Okay. Other than that, very similar. Just age. I think Thielen's target share is better.
I mean, maybe he only had 5 last week. Leggett had 10. Oh, no, sorry, David Moore. Sorry, Thielen had 4. Leggett had 5. David Moore had 10.
Yeah, but let's just assume David Moore disappears as he usually does.
Sure. I will say, I mean, it's a good matchup for all the Panthers wide receivers. For whatever reason, anytime the name Thielen comes up in my head now, all I can think back to is last week where he drew a pass interference in the end zone and he was sitting on his butt and he was oh, like this. I'm like, it was a pass interference, dude. You're on the 2-9 Panthers. Chill out a little bit there. You're like everybody's dad on the field right now, getting all excited that you just dunked on your 5-year-old or something. I don't know. I don't think I could put Thielen. I know Dell's been awful, but I don't think I could put Thielen in over him. It's the Jags. I'm going Dell.
Yeah, they're very similar. Like I said, I mean, they're almost like twins. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Thielen. Another thing is you got to remember JT Sanders, the tight end. He's out, and he had been coming on. He'd been getting a lot of targets lately, so I feel like he's gonna inherit some of those targets. I mean, slot receiver. I don't know. Thielen, but Dell's also a decent option. And then Miguel Perez has 2 questions for different leagues. In the first, it's a 12-team PPR. Ramondre or Gus?
Got to go Ramondre here. I know Ramondre hasn't been good lately, but he gets the touches. It's a good matchup for him. Gus is break glass in case of emergency. I'm going Ramondre.
Yeah, and Ramondre should be able to do something better. I mean, they get the Colts. Come on, Ramondre. Let's do it. And the second one, it's a 10-team PPR. Devontae Adams, Khalil Shakir, Gus the Bus.
I'm just going to go Shakir.
Yeah, don't want to start Devontae if you don't have to. All right, what about rough times? 6-6 in 2 teams. Okay, the first one, 2 running back, 2 receivers, no flex. Got Bijan, K9, Cook, Jefferson, Kupp, Scary Terry, Pickens, and T. Man, how's that only 6-6?
I'm going to go Bijan and Cook at running back. Jefferson, Kupp at wide receiver, and I'm gonna flex Pickens over T. It's tough to bench T, but man, Pickens such a good spot, and with Russ, he's been so good. Other than the snow game, So Bijan, James Cook, Jefferson Cup with Pickens at the flex.
Yeah, agree with all that. And then the next one, 2 running backs in the flex: Brees, Chuba, Pollard, Devontae Adams, or BTJ.
I'm going Brees and Chuba with BTJ at the flex. And yeah, if Brees is out, I'll probably just play Braylon Allen.
Yeah, that's probably the only dilemma. Is, would you go Braylon Allen or Tony Pollard? Why not go Braylon Allen? Because you know he'll get all the touches. There you go. Okay, let's put this up. Jenga. I think we had something similar earlier in the week. Jordan Addison or Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I know he hasn't been good for 3 games, but Justin Jefferson has been arguably the best wide receiver we've ever seen for the first 5 years of a career. I'm not ready to give up on Justin Jefferson for Jordan Addison yet.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson for us still a must start. Still don't worry about it. I know, like one more down game. Okay, fine. Maybe we'll have to figure out what's going on, but I think you still have to go Justin Jefferson. Keelan Simpkins needs a receiver and 2 flex: Adams, Hubbard, Ladd, Braylon Allen, Pickens, and Higgins.
All right. At wide receiver, I'm going Ladd. No, I'm going Pickens. Sorry. Wow. Ugh.
I feel like you got to play Hubbard here, even with those receivers.
I know. I think I'm going to go Pickens, Higgins, Chuba.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. All right. So same game, doesn't matter the order, but Pickens in your receiver spot, Higgins, Hubbard, the flex. Arthur Swanson is 8-4, looking for the bye. There we go. Got Goff, JT Stevenson, and Swift. Jamar and St. Brown. Okay, so flexing Juwan Jennings or Rashad White?
I'll just go Rashad White. It's the Panthers. I'm just not risking it with these 49ers if I don't have to.
Exactly. And Rashad White's matchup is it's that good. We saw even last week, even though I'm huge on Bucky and Bucky's been great, Rashad White's still getting involved. He's still even getting goal line carries. So Rashad White it is. All right. How about another quick lightning round? Why not?
Kyler.
Roy Williams. Kyler or Kirk?
Kyler. Not a big fan of Kirk this week.
Yeah. Emiliano Gonzalez. Mike Evans or Kyron Williams at the flex?
Oh. In PPR half, I'm going Evans, otherwise Kyron.
Yeah. Going Evans. Evans, great spot, as we keep saying. Miguel Duarte, Connor or Pollard?
Both in tough spots, but Connor just got paid. Let's go Connor.
There you go. Okay, and then how about this one? Aspen, Connor or B-Rob?
Connor.
Good with that. All right, that's the easy one. Dominic Giordano, Pittman or Quentin Johnson?
Pittman. Quentin Johnson needs to catch the ball first.
Yeah, even if he does, look, this is a great spot for Pittman. Definitely going Pittman here. All right, back to Mikey G. Ingram or Njoku? Half.
Ingram. Definitely Ingram here. He's got T-Law back. Going Ingram.
Yes. Ingram, not feeling great about Njoku or the whole Browns passing game this week. Joe Estrada. CD, yeah. CD might mess some people up, but hey.
Okay, another great. Remember, I was talking about the wide. CD Lamb is the wide receiver 3 in PPR leagues. What is wrong? Wide receivers this year, disaster. Just a disaster this year. If you drafted a wide receiver this year, condolences.
Yeah, basically. Zero RB is dead, I think it's safe to say. So rest of season, okay. My receivers are CD, T. Higgins, Ladd, Harrison, Garrett Wilson, and got Achane, Kenneth Walker, and Chase Brown. Well, like, that's good, but is this still a
Most
weekly
weeks I'm
thing?
still going look. But the thing with CD is he hurt his shoulder and he didn't play like I think the whole fourth quarter pretty much. He had a couple bad drops. I still think CD will be okay. And you got T and you got Ladd, you got Garrett Wilson. You're fine here.
But again, with this group, I mean, I hate to say it, there's not one or like, yeah, you just have to play him every single week. I think
Right.
maybe T. Higgins is the closest, and that's assuming he's healthy. I think CD might still be your number 2 receiver at the very least, not your one. But it's like Garrett Wilson, week to week. What do we expect? Marvin Harrison, what is he going to give you? I don't know. So, yeah, this is a team, I think you agree, you're just going to have to play matchups on a weekly basis, right? There's no, these are your 3. Yeah.
Exactly.
But the good news is there's nobody we can just rule out and say, yeah, you're never starting that guy.
Right.
Okay, so we're going back now, back in time. Shaw said he forgot on his first question, very first of the super chats, to say start 3. So here's the first question. BTJ Ridley, DK Metcalf, Jennings, or Devontae Smith. Okay, so we need 3 of those.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go the first 3. First 3.
Yeah, exactly. All right, easy. Vladimir Hurst, McLaurin or Mooney?
I'm just gonna go Mooney here. I don't know. Maybe I'm way too low on Terry, but man, the way this Commander's offense is right now, the way his target share has been, Mooney's got a good matchup this week. He's playing. I'm gonna go Mooney.
I mean, look, Mooney's always kind of solid. You know, he'll get you something. He's always startable, but I'm not that worried about Terry. I'm still taking a chance on Terry this week. It may not be his biggest game, but I still think he's capable of a big play. TP3 drop Ray Davis, Jordan Mason, or Benson for Levis or T-Law for week 14, because I'm assuming you have Lamar Jackson or something.
Let's wait till week 14, because what happens if you're like, oh, I'm just going to drop like Ray Davis, and then James Cook gets hurt, and you just drop Ray. You know what I mean? Like, let's see how, like, I like thinking ahead. I like that. That's good. But you're potentially dropping a running back that could help you in the fantasy playoffs if somebody gets hurt. Let's wait till after week 14. After this week.
Right. And on the other hand, what if Trevor, I'm going to drop Jordan Mason for Trevor Lawrence. And then Trevor Lawrence gets hurt. Like, that was a big. Trevor Lawrence is just coming off of missing 2 games, you know? Will Levis missed, 3 games? So, yeah, there's no need to do that now. I doubt anybody's, lining up to pick up Will Levis right now.
No.
Avery Mastriani needs a flex. Marv BTJ Steve.
Full PPR, I'm going to go BTJ.
Yep, I'm definitely going BTJ. It's a good matchup. With Trevor Lawrence back, it should help him. Gabo Gexy. 1 running back, 1 flex. Chase Brown, Connor, B-Rob, Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans.
What?
Yeah.
I think you got to go Chase Brown, Evans. Can't bench those guys this week.
Yeah, I'm glad this one's actually pretty easy. Is it Brown and Evans? Those are the guys you're playing. Molly Wop, welcome back. Happy holidays as well. Questions below.
All right.
It's a 12-teamer. Got Josh Allen, Brees, Connor, Puka, Devontae Smith, Andrews, and MVS. Nix, Eckler, Rome, Laporta, and Wandale. Thielen is available. Okay, so got a question about Devontae Smith, questions about flexing MVS, questions about how can you not start Adam Thielen, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Thielen might be safer than MVS. You might want to pick up Thielen anyways, though, because there's a chance Devonta Smith doesn't play. You don't need Wan'Dale Robinson. Why do we still have Wan'Dale Robinson, Molly? Drop Wan'Dale, pick up Thielen.
Thielen was on the waiver wire list, and Wan'Dale was on the cut list. So I guess it's too late. I don't know. Maybe you can drop Wan'Dale because they played, but maybe if you didn't play him, sometimes leagues let you drop. So who knows? If you can drop Wan'Dale, do it. I would just put Thielen in there right now and keep MVS as your flex. And then if Devontae Smith plays, you could swap him out for MVS. Okay. We already did that one. Okay, that is a good question. All right, it's a big luscious, yes. Talking about defenses. So let's think about playoff schedules for defenses as far as that goes. And again, every league is different. Depends how many different defensive options you have. You may not be able to stream the best defenses with the best schedules. It depends on the scoring and all that. But defenses that might be available.
Okay, let me hold on. Let's look here. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I'm looking it up too. Trust me. Buffalo does get Detroit in week 15, but their other two matchups are not too bad. I get the Rams, they get the Patriots in week 16, they get the Jets in week 17. That's pretty nice. But
yeah, I know Bucks have a really good schedule.
Yeah, that's true. I wish they were a better defense, but it's true.
Commanders get a really good schedule too, but they were picked up in a lot of leagues this week, but if they're still out there.
The Dolphins are not bad. Dolphins, Houston week 15, San Francisco in week 16 doesn't look too scary anymore, and then Cleveland in week 17. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts have a really good schedule too, but they're the Colts. Jags have a really good schedule, but they're the Jags.
No, can't do Jags.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Just stream.
Yeah. Okay, J1364, Taysom Hill just appeared on waivers. Even if of Ingram and Laporta. Depends who you drop.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to drop Ingram or Laporta, but I definitely want to pick up Taysom Hill.
Yeah, try to pick him up if you don't need to drop somebody that's crucial. And then Cody talking about this week, Seahawks or Jets, they're playing each other.
I still like the Jets defense better. They're at home.
Wow. I don't know. I kind of want to stream against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, not just that I want to, but man, that Jets offense has looked pretty miserable. I would probably go with the Seahawks defense, even though I know the Jets defense is better. I feel like the Seahawks offense is definitely better than the Jets offense at this point. Sean of the South. Let's see what you got. I don't know because I don't see it. All right, let me keep looking, Sean. Okay, yeah, I don't see. All right, Sean, you did put your question. We'll put it up. This feels like a good time to continue to stall and mention that If any of you have not tried Underdog, you may not know, but we partner with Underdog. And it is Feast Week. Almost over, though. That's right. You get it totally into today. You get profit boost. You get discount tokens, gimme picks, which are basically like your freebies we talk about. And this is for everybody. Anybody who's on Underdog right now, you already, I know a lot of you are. Just go and check your app and see what they're giving you. Again, giving away some basically free picks. They call them gimmies, and your boosts and all that. So get your picks in. College football, of course, still going on. NFL tomorrow, NBA. They have all sorts of offers. So check that out. Now, if you haven't tried Underdog yet, well, might as well sign up now so you can still get some of this for the rest of today. And you still, as always, get a free pick, and it's Brock Purdy just getting 1 yard. That's all he needs. So if you sign up for the very first time on Underdog, you get this free pick. Take the higher. And then also you may know from all our videos, we tell you some of our favorite picks that you can lock in during the week. And good chance to win right off the bat. And you already get free cash just for signing up. That bonus cash if you sign up using code ENDGAME. So again, try Underdog, download it, sign up. And with all that, I still didn't find it. But here's Cali Loco.
All right.
Desperate times. All right. Needs 2.5. Amari Cooper. Who I don't think he was even on the report. I think he's playing for whatever that's worth. Garrett Wilson, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, MVS, then Devontae Smith, and Keon Coleman.
Well, Garrett Wilson for sure here. I will say Devonta Smith will be my second if we hear he's playing. If not, I don't want to play Amari. I mean, Westbrook-Ikhine is like the MVS, but with the floor. So I'll go Wilson, Devonta Smith, MVS will be my top three. Then give me 1 second.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. In this case, I think Garrett Wilson is the one I feel best about. Your desperate times. It's not like Garrett Wilson will get you nothing. I know it's easy to just, dump on the Jets offense and write it off. I know Garrett Wilson will still have some good games, but you can't love the direction this team is going. So Garrett Wilson is first. I'll say if Devontae Smith plays, I would probably have to put him second. And if he doesn't, I would just mess around and throw MVS in my lineup, honestly. Just see what he gets you. Still can't feel great about Amari in general. I got to see something first, right? Got to see him be productive, see him integrate into that offense more, see him get targeted. So Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith. If Smith doesn't play, I'm going to go MVS. Okay. Royland, how's it going? 2 running backs, a flex, and a tight end. JT, Chuba, Ramondre, Jennings, Devontae Smith, Goddard, Gesicki, Knox, Schoonmaker. Moving to KC today. Wow, I thought you were already in. Okay, well, anyways, I know you're a Chiefs fan, but okay. Well, Schoonmaker you can't play because they already played. Gesicki is not playable with T. Higgins back. Gesicki's done nothing. I'm going to just say Goddard. Honestly, even if Devontae Smith does play, even though he didn't do much last week, I still think Goddard's a step above Dawson Knox. So tight end is going to be Goddard. 2 running backs and a flex. I mean, I still think it's JT and Chuba pretty easily. Flex Devontae Smith if he plays, or just go Ramondre?
I think I'd probably just go Ramondre and then, Goddard at tight end, even though don't love him this week.
Yeah. JT and Chuba are easy must starts. And see, he's saying he's moving to Kansas City. I thought he already was in Kansas City.
Maybe not. Yeah, I just assumed you were because you're a Chiefs fan.
All right. I actually got to see a few years ago. I actually went to Kansas City. Did not go to a Chiefs game, but I went to a Royals game, which is right next door. So I've seen the Chiefs Stadium up close. So it's nice. It's a nice town. No complaints. Okay. So Sean of the South, I see your comment saying that you sent a super chat. Did not get the question. So if you want to type it in again, if you didn't already, maybe you did and I just didn't see it, but you can just type it in the regular chat. Sometimes it's weird. I'm not sure how that works. But let's do 95. Great. And are you enjoying your Saturday, Chris?
Yes.
Of course. We're talking football. What's not
exactly.
Down in both leagues, hope to make a comeback. Okay, first league, half PPR, running back, 2 receivers in the flex, JT, B-Rob, Cook, Dell, Debo, Jennings. We haven't even, this is the first Debo question we've had, which is funny in a sad way that we don't even think about Debo anymore.
Yeah. 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. I'm going to go. I think James Cook is actually the running back I feel the best about. We need 2 wide receivers out of Dell, Debo, and Jennings. I don't know. Dell and
Forced to play a 49er.
I guess Debo. Dell and Debo. Then I'll flex JT.
Yeah, I really wish it was 2 running backs and 1 receiver, but it is what it is. And then a tight end, Kittle, Hawk, or you can go Taysom Hill.
I think I could just go Kittle here. I go Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle Hawk is close. It is pretty close here, but Kittle's been good enough.
Well, that's a lot of 40. That's 2 49ers.
Right. That's feels like a lot these days. And then how about this? Our boy Rise Above Anything. Got some suggestions here. Underdog. Wow, 61. How can he only be 61? I'm gonna go. Honestly, this lately, get so busy doing all this, I don't even forget sometimes to make my underdog picks, and I'm like, man, so I've got to do it. We preach it. Got to practice what we preach. Now let's see. 95 also needs 2 receivers, a running back, and a flex between Cup, Garrett Wilson, Puka, London, Cooper, BTJ, Brees, Connor.
All right, here we're going to go 2 Rams, Cup and Puka. And I'm going Brees at running back. And then I'm going to go London at flex. So Cup, Puka, London, Brees.
Yep. Agree with all that. Disley or Kittle? It's definitely Kittle.
Yeah.
Ooh, defense. Bucks against the Panthers or the Texans, who are against the Jaguars. I think I want to go Texans.
Yeah, I'll just go Texans.
Yeah. All right. And then let's see. Adrian Michael. Getting let down by Neighbors and Gibbs. Yeah, Gibbs did not feast, but it's...
Okay, Gibbs. I know you're not allowed to say anything bad about Ben Johnson because he's like a football god right now. But it was like, and I get how the Lions do this, right? They start the game with David Montgomery in the first series, and then it's Jahmyr Gibbs in the second. But you got Jahmyr Gibbs, it seemed like every time he touched the ball, he went for 15 plus yards. And you give the guy 9 carries. Maybe you would have won this game easily if you gave Gibbs, like it just felt like at any moment Gibbs was going to rip off a long touchdown and they just stopped giving him the ball. And David Montgomery's getting I feel like David Montgomery wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. Like, what are we doing, Ben? You have Jahmyr Gibbs right now, I think his explosive run percentage is 11.7%. The next closest running back is 7%. You have literally, you are supposed to be an offensive god. You have the most explosive running back in the NFL by a wide margin, and you gave him 9 carries.
You know why? It's the Monty revenge game. It's against the Bears.
Guess. They were trying to get Monty a big game, I guess. But it's what's more important, the giving Monty the big game or actually not blowing the game that you probably should have blown that game, honestly. You probably should have blown it.
The post-game turkey leg, right? They go on and eat the turkey. They already had his name on it. It already said David Montgomery on it. It was already lined up.
Maybe. Yeah. That was very frustrating because it's Gibbs is out here to rip. Like every time Gibbs touches the ball, it's like 20+ yards, and then it's like, nope, give Monty his 3-yard carry.
Yeah, no, it did feel almost forced, but
yeah, very frustrating.
So now needs the W here. Who's gonna come through? Wow. Only one running back: Mixon, Hubbard, CMC, Gus.
I'm just gonna bench CM. Only one. Wait, you only have one of these running backs? I
because
think
Gibbs is already in the lineup.
You have to start Mixon, I think.
And I don't. Oh, okay. I was like, thankfully, I really want to start Hubbard. It looks like we do need a flex, but okay, let's see who else though. One receiver, Puka Jennings, DK. That'd be Puka.
Yeah.
And then in Joker, Taysom.
Got to go Taysom.
Okay, so one flex. I think the flex has got to be Chuba, right?
Yeah, flex is Chuba.
Thank God. I was like, how can we sit Chuba? But sadly, you're sitting Christian McCaffrey.
Wow, Austin Eckler to IR.
Oh, really? Wow.
J.K. Dobbins to IR.
Now that is huge. I mean, not that Eckler isn't, but Dobbins, that means, like I said, worst case scenario, they were saying was 4 weeks. He's basically done the rest of the regular season. Wow. Now, I'll just say this, and I already skeeted this a week ago. I'm sorry, posted this on Blue Sky. Gus Edwards isn't like an absolute must add because Gus Edwards does not catch passes, and he's not going to all of a sudden start catching passes. And Dobbins was at least somewhat involved as a pass catcher. Gus Edwards is not an explosive runner. Gus Edwards is fine, but Dobbins being more hurt doesn't make Gus Edwards that much better, right? You know what I'm saying? That people are like, oh, now he's hurt. Now you got to pick up Gus. No, it doesn't change him.
No.
Or his situation.
You know, this gives me hope for Kimani Vidal.
Right.
To maybe be like a very late season surge.
Gives hope to some of the many best ball mania teams I drafted that have Kimani Vidal doing nothing. But
yes.
So, wow. But Eckler and IR, that's surprising. This was because it's nothing different, right? It's still concussion.
Yeah, concussion.
Man, he must have some serious symptoms if he's on IR. Because he also is not a guy, I don't think, who has like repeated recent concussions.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Adrian, Mixon, Hubbard, Puka, Taysom. One Love Productions. Purdy, Russ, or Levis?
I think I'm just gonna go Russ here, honestly.
Yeah.
Let me make sure, but I think Russ is my pick. Yeah, against the Bengals, probably gonna have to throw a lot. I mean, Levis, man, I really don't want to. And Purdy in Buffalo with that weather, nah.
No. Let's go Russ. Nothing else. You know, they're playing the Bengals. Could force them to have to pass, and the Bengals' pass defense hasn't been great. And then BTJ or Mooney. I like BTJ this week.
Yeah, let's go BTJ.
EAW. It needs one for emergency. Okay. I'm not sure why. But Bigsby, Ford, and Spears. Dropping Hunt. Have CMC, Mixon, and Najee. What's the emergency then?
I think it's if an emergency happens. I think Bigsby would be my pick. Don't love him, but Bigsby would be my pick.
If that's the best that you got, yeah. Now Bigsby, I think, and Etienne are both clear, right? They're both playing this week.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so at the very least, Bigsby will get some touches. So I guess, yeah, if you need one just in case, it would be Bigsby. Okay, and then Jim Leichman. Weather report.
Yes. The only game I think we really have to worry about is the Buffalo San Francisco game on Sunday night. Now there's going to be a ton of snow between now and the game, but it's supposed to kind of lighten up for the game, but there will still be some snow. Temps in the 20s. But I think the real scary thing here is the winds. They're saying like gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour. So if there is a game to worry about, I think it is that one.
That's part of the reason why it's going to be hard to trust the 49ers offense this week. Also, part of the reason I like James Cook. I think it's going to be more of a running game here for the Buffalo Bills. And, obviously if game script goes their way and the Niners don't really challenge them too much on offense, they'll run the ball a lot. So other than that, I don't think there's anything else to worry about. I mean, we already saw Green Bay, the weather there didn't really keep the score down that much either. Surge, flex one, Harrison or Ramondre in full.
I'm going Harrison.
Yeah, on full PPR, go Harrison. And sneaking in the little homerism, go blue, Michigan. You're kind of a Michigan fan, are you not?
Yeah, that's got to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest upset in Michigan-Ohio State history.
Which is funny. They're just coming off a championship, but yeah, things go south quickly, right? When your coach leaves and your quarterback leaves and all the good players leave. Yeah, I'd never mind seeing Ohio State lose, so I'm fine with that. Worldwide Gaming needs 2 of the 3, Jennings, Ridley, DK.
Not Jennings. I'm going Ridley, DK.
Not Jennings. Alberto Reyes Behar. Wide receiver 1, JT. Just 1 receiver, 1 flex.
What? I don't. What is it? JJT.
What? I was just trying to think just 1, or are you saying you have JJ as your number 1 receiver?
Maybe JJ is his number 1, so now we're gonna do 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. I'm gonna go. If that's the case, I'm gonna go DK and Connor.
Yeah, I think it's 1 receiver, 1 flex. Let's just avoid the Niners here. Andrews or Njoku?
I'll go Andrews.
Yeah, pretty confidently going Andrews here. Michael Mejia, Pittman or Jennings?
Pittman.
Yeah, like Pittman a lot and don't like Jennings a lot. Cool MC. Flex Stevenson or Gus in half?
I'm going to go Stevenson.
Go Stevenson too. If it was non-PPR, I think I'd probably still go Stevenson. Jack Dennehy, RB, pick 3. CMC, Chuba, Chase Brown, and Bucky.
Man, are we benching CMC here?
I'm thinking about it. Oh man. And I know that some people somewhere drafted Chase Brown and Chuba, but this is potentially the number 1, the 1.1 being benched for 3 waiver wire pickups.
Yeah. Fantasy football every year it happens.
I would do it. I'm gonna sit CMC.
Yep. Let's sit CMC. What a crazy thing to say.
Yep. And then wide receiver, we're picking 2 between Higgins, McConkey, Wilson.
I think I go Higgins, McConkey. I don't hate Garrett Wilson this week, but I just like those other guys more.
Yeah, exactly. Higgins and McConkey. All right, Jack. Good luck. Okay, so on that front, as far as the whole J.K. Dobbins thing and Kamani Vidal, are you going to drop one of those other stashes like Corum or Brooks for Vidal?
I think you can drop Brooks.
Yeah. Maybe he gets a little more involved this week, but Chuba's not going away. Chuba's going to be the guy. Vidal now only has to contend with Gus Edwards, and Gus Edwards won't catch passes. So, yeah, you can drop Brooks. Craig Book with another one. What-man PPR first, Devontae Adams or BTJ?
BTJ.
Yep, going BTJ as well. Pick one, Debo, Ridley, or BTJ?
Well, I do like BTJ, but let's not go all in on BTJ. Let's go Ridley here. So you have BTJ in one and Ridley in the other.
Yeah, I know. Ridley has been really solid lately, so I've got no problem with that. I like BTJ this week, but I also like Ridley. There we go. Don Mack, pick a flex in half. Mondre Harrison, BTJ.
I think I go BTJ here. Might be too high on BTJ and too low on Harrison.
Yeah, but it's how do you even know if you're too high or too low on Harrison? You never know. All right. Well, how about this? Big man fishing. Harrison or Terry?
I might be too low on Terry this week. I might go Harrison in a better matchup over Terry.
This is the one where I still feel like I consider Terry as at least a mid to low end wide receiver too. Although I say that, and big man, he's in an 8-team league, right? You need some big upside here. Just Harrison is just so hard to figure out how he's going to be used. I'll go Harrison too. Then just because, again, he should, just like he should have against Seattle, had a big week. He should be able to come through here. Let's go Harrison. This one I can. Well, actually, Michael Mejia, Juwan Jennings, Rashad White.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Rashad White against the Panthers.
Yeah, go Rashad White. You got to worry about Jennings. Okay, let's help. Sean Luke is still alive because we helped save last week. Superflex. MVS, Taysom Hill, or Gus the Bus.
I think you just gotta go full Taysom here. Hope for the best.
That's it. Go for Taysom. It's interesting. Superflex, you don't have a quarterback you can throw in there, or just I don't know. Yeah, go Taysom. All right, Adrian Michael dropped another super chat. Maybe the question is still incoming. Yeah, I don't see it yet. All right, Adrian, we'll hang tight until we see your question. Oh, here it is. I think no one can be upset that Chance CMC cooks this week. Everyone thinking the same thing. Yeah. Oh, Jaden Reed. Don't talk to me about Jaden Reed. What? 3 catches. What was it? 34 yards. Oh yeah, 2 of those 3 catches were short touchdowns.
Exactly. It's 3 catches for 24 yards. Yeah, it's like
24. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now everybody's going to be all back in on Jaden Reed. They're going to, Jaden Reed. I'm not, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it next. Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, though, what would it take for him to cook this week? Trent Williams is out. We've seen how that affects him and the entire offense. The matchup is bad. I mean, technically, the rush defense of Buffalo isn't very good, so it's not a bad matchup in that sense. But it's a road game against a good team, which is a good overall defense. Even if Brock Purdy is back, it's not like the Dolphins when Tua was out and they were like this 4-game losing streak, and like he missed 1 game. Like this is not the problem in there is not just like Brock Purdy being hurt. So, anyways.
I'll say, I mean, I do think there's a path. I mean, he wasn't terrible the first 2 games. He was back from injury with Purdy. He didn't score, so he didn't have like big games. But I mean, I think the path could be like what we saw with Devon Achane. Devon Achane had like 14 rushing yards on 7 carries. The guy was like, why are they giving Devon? It's 0 degrees. The guy's 180 pounds. Why are you running this is another, like, I'm watching this game going like, why is Devon Achane getting goal line carries in this weather? Like, what are we doing, Dolphins? Like, give the ball. Don't you have a back bigger than 180 pounds that can handle the goal line carries? Anyways, but what do we see with Achane? What do you have? Like 6-7 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. Like, that could be that's the path for McCaffrey. Is if it's just a bunch of dump offs to him. Yeah.
Right. And nowhere, I don't think we said you can't start CMC. That he's a must sit. We've already said to flex him, you can start him over certain other players, just not when you have already really good running backs.
Right.
Okay. Back to this interesting question here. 0. Is Vidal the pickup over Haskins?
Yeah. I mean, look, Haskins might get the goal line run, but that's about it.
Yeah. Haskins is just going to be an annoying vulture. And that's pretty much it. For what it's worth, which is probably not too much, Greg Roman was saying about Vidal, this is his chance. We'll see what he can do. He'll get out there more. I mean, yeah, he has to get out there more because Dolphins is out.
Yeah.
Okay, now, true gentleman for you. Needs trade help. Was offered Bucky for Burrow. Have H.N. Tracy and B-Rob. Have Baker at quarterback. Do you take Bucky for Burrow?
Yeah. You got Baker? Just roll a Baker. You'll be fine. Give me Bucky for sure.
And you mentioned that there's a great schedule down the stretch for Tampa Bay. And that helps you both ways. You got Baker and you get Bucky. HN, of course, you're starting. Tracy's, I don't know, kind of iffy now. He got bailed out by the touchdown.
Yeah. He didn't really. What did he have? Like 9 carries to Singletary's 7 or something like that?
That's exactly what I was worried about. It played out exactly basically how I expected, but he happened to get a touchdown, and that gave him some points, but it still was not a big game.
Yeah, 9 carries to 7. Yeah.
No, I do think it'll go up probably a little bit more next week, but look at this Giants offense. How great can you feel about it?
Right. I think at this point, it doesn't matter who they announce as a starting QB next game.
No, that's not really a question. How about this one, Armin? A moral question. Should I pick up the Buffalo defense after playing Dallas defense, like to prevent someone else from picking them up?
I mean, I guess if you're worried about your opponent playing the Buffalo defense against you. But I mean, like, who's your opponent's current defense? Like, is your opponent the type of person that streams defenses? Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people just roll with their defense. They're like, well, it's my defense.
Yeah, the other thing is the Buffalo defense isn't necessarily a, auto smash because we don't know that Brandon Allen is playing. Like, Brock Purdy's probably going to play. And so this doesn't make Buffalo, a team that is necessarily going to put up huge points. And he said, they have the Seahawks, his opponent.
Yeah. I don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. I don't think there is a defense just in general, but especially this week, we're like, oh man, you have to pick up this defense. There isn't streaming against the Carolina Panthers. No, not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would have been
Giants, you did that.
Yeah, you already did it. And it would have been Buffalo if it was Brandon Allen, but
right. It would have been, but no, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, then we have Ash Abuquad. 1 flex, 1 receiver, Flowers, DK, Adams, B-Rob, Ridley.
I'm going to go Ridley, and I think I still got to go DK here. Ridley and DK.
Yeah, Ridley, the one I feel best about. Don't want to play Adams. It's full PPR. Don't want to play B-Rob. Yeah, I just can't expect a big Flowers week. And matchup-wise, it's not ideal. So let's go DK. Ridley and DK. Which, okay. Domenico Pena wants to know DK or Ridley.
Only because it's the Jets, I might go Ridley this week. I might be too low on DK, though, but it's the Jets. Not feeling great about DK this week. I'll go Ridley.
Yeah, go Ridley. DK hasn't had a big game in a minute, so yeah, I think Ridley is the guy, more reliable. All right, looks like we're caught up. If anybody has any more questions, for sure, before we get out, definitely we'll see you tomorrow if you're on here, because we're going to stream again in the morning. So just make sure you know a couple things. First of all, we do have an app called Draft Lane, so you can ask your questions anytime, even if we're not streaming live. It's a free download, App Store, Play Store. You can download it right now for free, and you can get in touch with both of us. You ask your questions, we answer them just like we do here. So check out Draft Lane, and you can ask anytime. Then also tomorrow morning, we're going to be streaming 3 hours before kickoff, like we always do. Hit the like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications so that you know exactly when we are live. We're live still almost every day, every week until the season's over. Not slowing down. Okay, so we have Andre Miron, 2 receivers, McLaurin, Mooney, Devontae, Pittman, or Valet.
I'm going Pittman Mooney. I might be too low on Terry this week, but man, I do not like what I'm seeing from that Washington offense lately. His involvement. Pittman Mooney for me.
Pittman's the one here. Feel good about Pittman. I think I got McLaurin a little bit over Mooney. Still holding out some hope. Ooh, and this was a good one, by the way. It's not a super chat, but Ghost Rift talked about the weather. Would you bench Josh Allen?
No. Josh Allen will still run plenty. He can still score 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. I'm not benching Josh Allen.
No. I think Josh Allen is used to playing in the snow and the weather. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Remember, even if they don't pass a lot, that doesn't hurt a guy like him who runs a lot. Johnny Palmer, I'm not sure why you can only pick one. Maybe you had Gibbs, who knows? But Bijan Robinson or Derrick Henry?
I think this week it's got to be Bijan. It's a tough matchup for Henry. I know it's a tough matchup for Bijan too, but man, he makes so much of his fantasy points off receptions. I got to go Bijan.
Yeah, this week I got to go Bijan as well. If Derrick Henry is going to have a down game, it might be this week. And then Andrea. Let's help Andrea out. Needs 2 receivers and a flex. London Flowers, BTJ, Chase Brown. It's half PPR.
I'm going London, BTJ, and Chase Brown at the flex.
Yeah, pretty easy there. So sit Flowers again. Hard to know what he's going to do. And Brian, what is up? Hanging Christmas lights. That's something I'm not jealous whatsoever of.
Yep, it's that time of year.
Pick 2, PPR flex, Terry, Walker, Mondre.
All right, well, here I will go Terry and Walker. I don't love Terry this week, but I don't love Mondre either. Let's go. It's PPR, Terry and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Terry and Walker. And then Jenga wants to know about keeping Brooks or drop for Edwards or Vidal or McNichols. So now we know Dobbins and Eckler are out. If anybody didn't catch it, by the way, both are on IR. Who's the priority?
I think Edwards has to be the priority because you got to think he's going to be the lead back. Could Vidal overtake Edwards? Sure, but I think Edwards has to be the priority.
And I would say McNichols is not, because B-Rob is back, and McNichols is it's kind of like a deep flex as long as B-Rob. Now, if B-Rob gets hurt again, which would be what, the third, fourth time this year, all of a sudden McNichols becomes the top priority. So I think he has the most upside here. But right now he doesn't have the ceiling just yet. So yeah, I think right now if you need to play one, it would be Edwards. Vidal, I would like Vidal the most. It's like I liked him this preseason, but he's in his little spots here and there where he's gotten chances. He didn't look that great. So yeah, I agree. Right now it's Edwards, but keep an eye on McNichols here. Or should I say keep an eye on B-Rob?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one more. Ricardo Andrade. He's always here. Who would you pick up flex? B-Rob, Ridley, Thielen, Valet, Noah Brown?
Nah, I'll just go Ridley. In PPR, I'll just go Ridley.
Yeah. Yeah, B-Rob obviously is a guy you can play, but this week, I think Ridley's the play. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Don't forget, put notifications on, subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out all the videos. Still got new stuff coming out every single day. Good luck to everyone, and hopefully we'll see you very soon.